Okay, it's the next day. I got a little confused what I was doing there afterwards, but I think what was happening is I was using the wrong data. I was tired and I was using data CN instead of my data or something. So I'm just sort of doing a quick EDA inside of Qlib today. It's giving me these graphs and there's a lot of spikes there and stuff. So I said, okay, let's just, we'll just, it says it kind of looks okay, but let's try and take one ticker like Apple. We'll go through the full history of it and compare it to what's on Yahoo Finance, for example, and we'll see how that goes. I think it's called a sanity check on the data, so that's kind of what we're doing. It can be called exploratory data analysis as well as. Oh, look, we have to pip install Y Finance now. Okay, so I don't think I shut down everything completely, so I didn't have to completely log in. I don't think so. Okay, now this is. I might have to open up a new terminal here because I think that one's gone. I can't seem to get into it. We'll try a new terminal. So I can't tell you if I fully saved everything. I'm hoping that it does. I'm going to keep trying to do those commands so I get used to them. If I don't get used to them, of course, I'm going to forget them, you know. Oh, sorry, pip install. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Am I in the right directory? I don't know. I probably should have checked that. Or does it even matter? Maybe it does. Whoops. I'll soon find out, I suppose. Now I have to remember to save that right now. The problem with the terminal in Jupyter is it doesn't do, you know, the up and down keys like in a normal terminal. Or it just remembers. I think maybe there's a way to do that in the settings or something. So that's a bit annoying. Okay, let's just try and rerun the script then. Now that we have, should have Y Finance. No. So, significant volume differences, 10%. No differences found. No significant differences found. Comparison, Qlib versus Yahoo Finance. Price difference, nothing. Volume comparison. So there's absolutely no difference by the looks of it. So the data should be then perfect. I mean, the data must have come from Yahoo then if it's exactly the same. That's probably where it came from originally. Okay, so I'm worried about those NaN things every time they come up, because like if it's just comparing NaN over NaN, which is like whatever NaN stands for, I presume it's nothing, then of course it's going to be the same then, you know. So just checking the data again. I know we came up against some issues there yesterday, didn't we? I did sort of reiterate, like I did say to it, what were we doing? What did it say? Here, I'll tell you what it says. Or just said, like, what were we doing? Okay, come on. I said, I've been off for a while. What were we doing? And then it said, okay, our initial goal was we started with a Python script, a Qlib quantum investment to analyze financial data and train machine learning models. The original script included functionality for training multiple models like GBM, XGBoost, and CapBoost. Issues encountered. We ran into problems with Qlib, initialization, and data access. The main error was blah, blah, blah. Our solution, we've made several iterations. Where we left off, we provided a version of the script that tries to work around the data. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, oh, there was stuff working, let's go back and try that one. And I gave it the script. It said, oh, And that's where I realized we were using the wrong data. I was like, okay, well, let's just do, that was a bit further down here. And I said, okay, let's just do, when we got the right data, I said, let's do some exploratory data analysis on this one. Make sure, and then I said, compare it to Apple. Apple to, my version of Apple to Yahoo's version, and see what it looks like. And it looks like it is perfect, right? So let's just paste the result and explain, get it to explain if there's any anomalies, maybe what those NaN things are, and do they matter, right? Probably should have done a better job of that. Don't really like uploading images because it takes away all the things, isn't it? Maybe don't give it the images, maybe. I'll just give it the return, see what it thinks. I don't know if you can see that. Here. I noticed a significant issue. Our Qlib data isn't returning any rows for Apple. 0 rows retrieved, while Yahoo Finance returns 11,000 rows. This suggests either Apple isn't correct in Qlib, or we need to check what instruments are actually available in Qlib. Let's modify our code to check what instruments are available. Okay, so there is an issue. I knew it. I knew there was something going on with the data. Something was going on. Or there was another thing that I thought it might have been doing yesterday, was bootstrapping, which was taking like samples or something. That's why it was so quick. We might have to ingest the data again, or like check it outside and stuff. So just getting used to working in these cells. It's a little different. I think you can only do so many before you have to kind of start a new notebook, unless it just crashed on me last time maybe. All right, so I'll just give it the output of that. So there may be ways to automate this with an agent in the future, but honestly, you're just automating copy and pasting. I mean, how much effort does it take to copy and paste, really? I mean, if I have to go through all the effort of trying to get an agent working for that, I'm not really that concerned, really. So now it says, now I understand the issue. Oops. I was looking at Lovable, by the way. I think you can create apps with that, and I was looking at a couple of different things. I'll show you later. Not exactly recommendations, but things I'm going to look at. All right. Okay, so just so you can see it, it says, I noticed the quality is very low on this, actually. I don't know if I can bump it up a bit. I'll have a look at the settings on OBS later. Anyway, it says, now I understand the issue. The way our data is structured is different than expected. Instead of having individual stock symbols, we seem to have a market-wide data set with only 2 instruments using a different naming convention. Okay, this something going on here. Let's examine what data structures we actually have. This script will examine the actual directory structure of our data. Okay, so is this data structure check? Okay. Either it's not, I knew that was so quick yesterday. It couldn't have been done in 7 seconds, all of that stuff. Something going on with our data. Okay, so just again, copy paste, there we go. Good idea to check the data. 2 instruments, huh? What's going on? Where's 9,000 Tigers before? Is this to do with the AI screwing it up? Did the AI do something to it? Alright, let's see what it says. I thought I was done with EDA, but we seem to be back to doing EDA on the other side, which is inside Qlib. Maybe I didn't do it right on the outside, or maybe something happened in between. It does say that it has AI features for helping with data, so maybe that screwed it up, or I screwed it up. More than likely the latter. Okay, now I understand. It says where we have our data is structured differently than individual stock data. We have a single aggregated data set called all stock data that contains date range, open factor adjustments, directory structure. I mean, it should be just structured the way Qlib wants it structured, right? And if it doesn't, why the hell not? And yeah, it says this means we are working with single composite index data set rather than individual stocks. The data is stored in binary format, the bin files, for efficiency. We can access it using either all stock data or all stock data as the instrument name. Would you like to analyze this composite data in more detail? Compare this composite data. Oh my goodness. Also, we should set up a different data source. All right, so the data is screwed. All right, so this is going to require quite a bit of investigation. Why that happened, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be concerned about why. More about like just get it right second time around. So, data's not good. Let me see if I can fix that. I'll be right back, and then I'll tell you. I imagine this may not be done even by the end of the day. I imagine this is going to be a 2 or 3 day thing, because with me, for some people, they might be able to find out pretty quick, but for me, this is going to be, I'm going to end up making a lot of mistakes and probably screwing it up, because I think the best thing to do, instead of trying to fix that, is either forget about it or delete it, or just try and do a whole new data instead. I think I might try and fix it first for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And if it just doesn't fix itself, I'll just start again. Maybe not deleting it, but just a whole new one. And now that maybe AI understands that, it might be able to understand how to get it in better. And possibly also I'm thinking maybe if I update Qlib itself, because I did see, like, you know, it is open source and they were like fixing stuff on it in the last few days, and maybe that was one of the bugs, I don't know. But it's not good anyway. Alright, so I'll be back for you in a second. For me, probably many hours before I come to a conclusion, and I will let you know. It's errors, but this is going to take a long time, and it's going to be significantly boring. So I will pause this for now. Okay, I think we have managed it. It is a few hours later, and I wanted to make sure that I had everything saved as much as possible, Git wise and everything else. And I think I've managed to do that, and managed to mount the new data now. And so I'm just going to do a quick kind of EDA on the new data, and I'll go through what I did. And this doesn't look much better, does it? Well, if there's nothing coming up. Empty data frames or what? Successfully. Okay. I guess I'll be back again in a second. Just a quick update while it's doing something here. ChatGPT had me all over the place. It just looked like it wasn't, was just messing around. It had me bringing the CSV in and copying it in and doing all sorts of mad things. And then, you know, again, I got back to Sonnet or whatever, and it just said, oh, it looks like the data is actually there. It's just the way that Qlib is trying to access it. There's a problem with it. Now it's trying to dump the volume and bring it in from the CSV or something. So hopefully this one will eventually work. It's been about, and I'm not sure when I first paused this, about 2, so it's about at least 5 hours later. All of this is still going. There was lots of stuff processing in between. There was chunking. There was Also, I was trying to put stuff up to Docker instead of Git, because in Docker you can also save in its own repository or something. So just there's lots of plus I had to go and get a pizza. So anyway, in between all that, so hopefully this will be the end of it. Like yesterday, we thought that was it. We'd have it all sorted for today. We'd see nice, pretty, um, graphs today, and no, still issues with the data. In fairness, most people fall down at this data point. It's like it's never easy, and Qlib is not making it any easier. I can tell you. It looked like it was supposed to make it easy. Said it has AI and all this kind of stuff, but I tell you what, I don't believe it. So let's see how this goes with the volume, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's saying it's there in binary, but Qlib is not accessing it properly, and then it may be a bug or something like that. So I don't know, but then it did find it up to a certain date, and now it's like saying maybe if we reprocess it or something. So I'm just going to leave it there for today. Let's see what happens in the next video. Okay, thanks for watching. If you watched this one, sorry for another letdown, but that's it. We're learning. It's all errors here. Bye for now. Scooby Doo.